Morning. Oi. Don't mind the clown nose. Ignore the clown nose. I had to test something. So I tested the clown nose. Okay, actually we're gonna have to do this. Until we start into the art. Oh. Okay, hold up. Technical difficulties. Fuck. Okay. Sorry about that. It has been a rough night. So, I'm gonna try to play catch up with, some animal doodles, because animal doodles are nice. How do everybody else be? Been good. Glad is weekend, right? Weekend be nice. Add over finally? Fuck yeah. Yeah, I saw a little thing pop up. The arm of the mic is in the way. Man, maybe this isn't a good idea. Ah, man, guys. Man. So, my drawing tablet cord broke. That was fun. It broke last night while I was trying to do homework. That was absolutely frustrating. Thankfully, I had a backup tablet. It isn't the greatest tablet in the world. It's literally like it's gonna give me it's gonna give me a learning curve for sure. So there's two thankfulies. Despite like, you know, me freaking out last night over it, thankfully there's two good things. One is I have a backup tablet that was provided by my school. It doesn't have a screen on it, so it's one of those ones that's probably gonna do a little learning curve on me. But at least I can still do something without a mouse. You know what I mean? The other good news is the tablet cord, the replacement for the tablet, already got it ordered, and it's an overnight shipment, which is amazing. That means it's gonna get here tomorrow morning. That is absolutely amazing. When I saw that, you guys have no idea how relieved I was when I saw that it was an overnight shipment. I was like, fuck yes. But yeah, so I'm behind though on school, so I need to do some animal doodles and hopefully try to relax. So we're gonna be listening to music. We're gonna be vibing for a little bit. I might do some animal doodles. I'm at least gonna get 5 or preferably 10 done, but 5 is good too. And then maybe afterwards, depending on what time it is. I mean, it shouldn't take me as long as I focus. Depending on what time it is, we might do some Avatar, or even we might play a different game. Fuck, I almost bought the Pacific Drive last night as well. Well, not last night. I would say more of after stream. I got very close to buying it because I realized that Steam allows for split payments, and then on top of that, I somehow managed to scrape up just enough money on my bank account to cover the rest of the costs. By playing bingo. Bingo pays. It sounds as weird as it sounds. I scraped up enough by playing bingo. Another thing I wanted to do, well, we did art and chatted and everything. Is me and Core watched the new Avatar, the live action Avatar last night. And unless you guys don't want spoilers, I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk about it as a person who has binged the animated series so fucking much that I could literally identify when and where they were changing things. I'm sure a lot of diehard fans could, to be honest with you, because it's one of those series that's so beloved. How was it? I have mixed feelings about it. I have a lot of mixed feelings about it. They made a lot of changes. Some changes I kind of understood. I mean, it's a live action. I didn't really expect them to make a carbon copy anyway. I wasn't like expecting like, you know, literally like scene for scene kind of thing. But there were a few things that I had an issue with. Just a few. I could definitely see coming into the show as someone who has never watched Avatar: The Last Airbender before, like the actual anime series. I could definitely see a newcomer coming into the series and being like, this is a good series. Because if you look at it from that point of view, it is a good series. if you were never to compare it to the original, it's definitely a good one. I will say that it is good if you are new to the franchise, or a newcomer in general. Like, if this is your first Avatar, you would like it for sure. Um, I will say right off the bat, what I do like that isn't spoilerish. Iroh so far has been done good justice. I will say that. I love what they did with Iroh. I love the extra scenes that they added with Iroh. And I love the subtle Soldier Boy song playing in the background of scenes or like flashbacks between Avatar and Zuko. I do like that. I think that is a very nice touch. The reason why I think it's very nice touch to have it between the moments with Avatar and Zuko's is because Iroh very much thinks of Zuko as his son, especially since like in his, his other son died. Definitely love. I like, as soon as I heard, like, there was no words. Like, Iroh wasn't singing Soldier Boy or anything like that. It was just more of the hum of it, like the beat. And as soon as you could hear like that, like low, like humming of the Soldier Boy, you automatically knew what it was. Soldier Boy, not that one, not that one. No, not that Soldier Boy. Wrong Soldier Boy, wrong Soldier Boy. Oh my god. Good. Pay respects to Dead Man. Yeah, no, they did Iroh. I think they did Iroh justice. I really do like what they did with Iroh. As long as they still include the like, at least like a scene of the episode of where Iroh is paying respects to his son. As long as they keep that. I like we haven't gotten to that part in the series, and if the series does continue on, I hope that they do keep that in, because that one had such an impact that if they did not keep it in, it would literally lose like all of the whole the whole thing that they had going on with Iroh right now. But they did do Iroh justice. I really do like Iroh. He is still my favorite. I actually have notes. I was taking notes. I think I stopped taking notes at some point because I just wanted to enjoy it. And I was trying to do a little bit of homework too. So I think I took notes all the way up to episode 6. And another thing to tell you guys without spoiling it is I will tell you my ratings of each episode. I rated episode 1 a 7. I rated episode 2 a 7. Almost a 6. It was almost a 6. Mainly because they skipped a lot of things, but the reason why I bumped it back up is because the things that they skipped, I could see them skipping for the sake of it being a live action. So, I can understand. Still upset they skipped it. Episode 3 is a 6. Now, here's the thing that where it really starts to get good. Episode 4 is where it does start to improve. There's still things I have issues with, like the secret tunnel. Annoyed about that. Episode 5, I rated an 8. Like I said, it started to get good. There was a few weird things. They did do quite a bit of changes in terms of combining certain storylines. But honestly, unlike episode 4 and 3 when they combined storylines, episode 5 it actually made sense. And I was okay with how they combined the storylines. I was okay with that because it actually made it flow a little bit more cohesive for it not being an episodic. You know nothing of Avatar? Don't worry. All I'm saying right now is not gonna be spoiler. When I get into spoiler territory, I will definitely let you guys know because I know that there are people that would like to watch it. But yeah, so episode 6 is a 9. they showed a lot more background between not only Zuko and his dad with a Agni Kai, and but they also went in more depth with, like, they also showed more interactions between the Fire Lord and Azula. So Azula wasn't just a character that was like introduced. Like there was a little bit of a build up to why and how she got to, like, where she was, basically hunting an avatar. I didn't rate episode 7. That's weird. Okay, must have been where I was like kind of like trying to like focus on things. So I'm gonna have to go back and watch the other ones. You know, some people love Zuko and his sister. Yeah, no, they are really good characters. Azula is a really good character because you can very clearly see in the animated show they writ her descent into madness, I will say, very, very well. And then Zuko got a very good redemption arc. I feel like his redemption arc is speeding up a little bit in the live action, but as long as they keep a steady pace with the arc, and they don't just, second season in he's redeemed kind of thing, or third season he's redeemed. I want to see, like, the same like progression to a certain degree. You mean the dude got a badass scar over his eye, so he probably needed one with how much trauma he has? Yeah, oh shit, he has some trauma. Oh, another reason why I really liked episode 6. For those that are for those that are like Crow, I'm sure Crow really, really liked the animated Avatar. So I think I saw Crow mention someone about it. The soldiers on Zuko's ship, the soldiers that were like with him since like episode 1, they're not just throwaway characters anymore. They have an actual full like arc. And it kind of comes to a conclusion in episode 6. It's, even though it sounds fast, it actually felt very steady paced. I actually really like that. There was never a backstory, like a full-on backstory, at least shown in the animated series, of the soldiers. They were just like, the fleet that was sent with them, right? But this time they actually gave them like a full, like, cohesive, like, backstory to it, and they actually showed it, and I'm just like, bruh, that is cool. You heard they took away the woman disrespect from Sokka? There is some things I gotta say that I didn't like what they did with Sokka. They ended up fixing it in later episodes. However, I understand what you mean. Although, it actually... how do I put it? They did something a little different. Way different. So... and actually, I really don't mind it. Like, I really liked Sokka. I really liked the animated series, Sokka's character. I like how he went from, like, this dude who had no respect for women, especially in terms of fighting, and that kind of, like, got built away eventually as they went through the bruh. That kind of got built away as, like, the, like, animated show went on. And he kind of, like, had that character growth of, like, he learned that, like, women, like, can be just as strong of fighters and everything like that as, like, a man can, kind of thing. Although they did not include that, they did give him a very interesting arc to replace it. So they didn't just leave him bland. I can guarantee you that he has an arc still. this one is more, he was very rude, very quick at the beginning. He was a very much of a know-it-all at the beginning. That's what they turned his arc into. He was very much of a know-it-all. He's very much of a jerk. Already as this first season starts to progress, he does slowly progress out of it. They actually did very, very well. So they pulled Mulan. No. The Mulan thing is like completely different. Like Sokka just had no respect for women, kind of thing, until later on in the series. But they replaced that with being like him being rude. So he's just more rude, disrespectful. He's very much of like, he's kind of what you would expect of like an only child that is also kind of got like a lot of things handed to them, kind of thing. That's what it reminds me of, but on like a lower level, because obviously Sokka's not a rich kid. He does get way better in the series. My biggest gripe with Sokka's character in this new animated series, though, is not his change of arc. I think his new change of arc isn't actually that bad. I wish that they would have kept the old arc, because there's no reason they would have removed it. There's genuinely no reason, like, why to like change it up. But he still does have an arc. I actually don't mind his new arc. My biggest gripe was it took until episode 4 to get a pun out of Sokka. Episode 4. I'm pretty sure Sokka was cracking puns since episode 1 in the animated show, and that was just a part of his character. That was one of the reasons why people were able to get invested in him, and why people liked him so much. You know what I mean? Because he was the one that was always cracking puns, and like, even though some of them were absolutely ridiculously like stupid puns, it was more of like something that like kind of grew on you, you know? But this time, it was just more of sarcasm. They just gave him sarcasm. Like, he just made a lot of sarcastic remarks. He didn't make a pun until episode 4. And, like, when it happened, literally both me and Cor were like, he finally had a pun. He finally gave a fucking pun. And it's like, I feel like this show, my biggest gripe with it is it doesn't seem to know how to balance out the humor and, you know, the seriousness. It seems like it's trying to only lean towards like the more serious side, which makes sense to a certain degree, because even when the team Avatar was working with them, they said that the show was going to be a more darker take on, you know, the show. So I went in expecting that it was going to be more serious tone, less jokes, less, you know, less stuff like that. I was expecting that. That doesn't change the fact that we barely got a Sokka pun. Episode 4, and the rest of it was just sarcasm. That was disappointing, to say the least. Yeah, it's a part of his charm, and then they barely gave it to him in episode 4, and I'm pretty sure even though we got one in episode 4, it's a very rare thing we get in the series. And I don't know how I like it. Like, I'm actually kind of upset about that, because like you said, that was a part of his charm, was all the awful puns he would crack, you know what I mean? But it seems like the show is trying to take such a serious tone that it took away that charm from Sokka. Like, don't get me wrong, he does do a lot of sarcasm, but that isn't the same as like him cracking these awful puns all the time. You know what I mean? It like, that was his charm as like his character. So that bothered me. That did bother me. I would say, like I said, I would say if you are a newcomer to the live action. So, for example, Ash, if you have not watched the animated show, because you said you don't really know much about Avatar, and you wanted to watch the live action, I would actually recommend watching the live action first. Normally I wouldn't. Normally I'd be like, no, you guys gotta watch like the original first. But I genuinely believe that you not only will be confused, but also maybe even slightly disappointed if you watch the live action last. You seen some version of the non-animated movie? Animated movie? I don't think an anime movie has been released yet. They do have an anime movie planned. In terms of Avatar, aside from the live action, I think the only things that are out right now are obviously the Nickelodeon Avatar: Last Airbender, and then there was Nickelodeon's Korra, The Legend of Korra. No, oh, it wasn't animated? Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I would discard that. That movie doesn't exist. No. There is no live action Avatar movie. There is no live action Avatar movie in here. For someone who doesn't know the series, that probably wasn't that bad of a movie, but like, it definitely was. It didn't exist. Let's just say that. It's better if we pretend it didn't exist. When you were younger, you think you liked it? Yeah, well, like I said, I'm pretty sure that if, like, you watch that movie and you haven't seen any of the other stuff, especially if you are a little kid, yeah, you're gonna like it. If you're someone that watches, like, a lot of movies and you're new to the series and you watched it, you probably wouldn't enjoy it very much. But it would still be kind of like one of those things where it's like, it's alright. But in terms of like the actual like source material, they were trying to base it off of the source material and they did a terrible job. I mean, they whitewashed half of the cast, and then the rest of them, and then like the rest of it, like Aang is like, does it have like the airbending outfit? Sorry, hold on. My mic keeps getting in the way. They didn't have Aang's like airbending outfit. Like, he didn't have an airbending outfit. I think that was one of the things that got me the most, I'm not gonna lie, was the fact that they were just like, everything felt like it was very much like the movie just wasn't faithful to the source material. How about we say that? The movie just wasn't faithful to the source material, which is why I say if you watched it without knowing any of the source material, you would probably either look at it like, oh, that was a good movie, or oh, that was alright. Because the choreography wasn't that great. It was stiff. When you watch a show, this is another thing I did like about the live action that they did do. They did the same thing that the animated series did when it came to the fights and the way that the bending worked. They based it off of different martial arts style. The animators, when they were making the animated show, they studied each martial arts style that they were animating for, and they replicated that martial arts style into the bending moves, which is why the bending looks so fluent and why they look different. Earthbenders are very grounded. They're very like stiff. They're very much like, planted into the ground because they're earthbenders. Firebenders are very abrupt and quick and swift with their moves because, like fire, it's like quick and abrupt, right? Waterbenders are very much like like they have a lot of like flow in their movement because of the flow of the water. They move very like it's very much of like almost a defensive style. Because it's a thing of it is all about like, you know, I think the martial arts style is based off of was all about like basically like going with the flow of the movements, and on top of that you like kind of turning your opponent's like, you know, strength against them kind of thing. That's like the water bending that it was based off of. Air bending is like, you know, it's very free, and it's also kind of flowy in a way if you think about it, but it kind of represents like the monk's like style. Like there was a lot of thought going into just even the movements of the bending, and I really do like that when they were filming this live action, they did roughly the same thing. The actors studied the martial arts style that related to their bending. For example, the actor that played Zuko, I guess he was actually like in the martial arts style that was based off of firebending. He was actually like he actually been like doing that kind of like that martial arts style since he was a kid. So he was kind of already ahead of the loop, you know what I mean? So for that reason, thankfully, when it comes to the movements and the fighting and like the fight scenes, I gotta tell you guys, the fight scenes were badass. I do like the fight scenes. They did not fall behind on any of the fight scenes in the live action show. The live action show was absolutely amazing when it came to the fight scenes. They quite literally were faithful to the source material when it came to the choreography and everything. It actually feels like when you see these benders, you can tell just by the moves. If you were to remove the actual bending portion, you can tell by the moves whether they were earthbender, whether they were firebender, whether they were waterbender, or whether they were airbender. And I like that. That is a very, very nice touch. I'm really happy that they did that. So like I said, the live action show, it has a lot of good qualities. It's just there's just a few things that I have to nitpick is all. Because in reality, like aside from the Sokka puns, I feel like you genuinely wouldn't notice. Oh, the badger moles from the secret tunnel. They look cool. They see through feeling. They don't ever utilize the fact that they love music. They never utilize it. The badger, one of the key moments, even Korra didn't mess it up. Badger moles really, really liked music. The what? Oh, okay. The badger moles is something, I'm not gonna go into depth explaining it, because I feel like that's, in order to understand like the way animals and stuff work in Avatar, think of them as like combination of animals. You never heard of it? You don't think? Yeah. I'd recommend watching the show for that. They are huge. They're really fucking huge. It's like, think of it like a badger mixed with a mole, but like the size of like, what would you compare it to? Like an elephant? Are they probably as big as an elephant? A huge animal as big as a whale? Yeah, they're absolutely massive, dude. That was kind of a weird Furby toy. No. But they did, like, the badger moles in the live action, they do look badass. I'm just upset that they didn't utilize the fact that badger moles are known to love music. 3 elephants stacked together? Yeah, they're massive. I'm all like, I'm trying to think of an animal I can compare it to, but I can't. But a whale is probably a really good comparison. Man. But yeah, other than like the fact that they didn't utilize like the fact that badger moles like music, they did the badger moles pretty good. I like the way that they look. and everything. Pretty sick. You know the one fluffy, oh, the flying bison? The chunky flying boy? Yeah, yeah, that's Appa. He's a flying bison, is what they call him. Yee. Yeah, his name is Appa. I love Appa. Oh, Appa and Momo? Dude, Momo is so fucking cute. They they did really well. Basically, they did really good on the animals. All the animals look really badass. They either look really badass or they look fucking cute as hell. They did the animals good justice. I will say that. Like Momo, I think I have several moments in my notes where I'm like, Momo is cute. I felt that was a worthy thing to note every single time it popped up because Momo was absolutely adorable. I love Momo. Let's see. Yeah, episode 2, Momo is hella cute. I wonder if I have one in episode 3. Yeah. Episode 3, Momo is the cutest. 4, they didn't really show Momo a whole lot. I think it was the same with 5. Yeah, so almost every single time Momo has appeared on screen, I bet like Momo is absolutely adorable. I love Momo. I love what they did with Momo. So fucking cute, dude. And you know what? Another good thing that I did like that they kept in and they really like they really they did well. I'm sure Chrome knows and I'm sure Oven knows as well. Um the whole the whole thing between Sokka and Momo where Sokka is always like, like threatening Momo for dinner and like they just kind of have like this weird relationship. They kept that in and it's amazing. Every single time they interact is just amazing. I do love it. They did really well with that. They did not skip that relationship because that was very key. Oh my god. Every single time they're on screen together, there's always something and I love it so much. It's good. It's really good. I love it. So yeah, basically a good gist of it without without like spoiling any of it is I think the or I think the live action has a lot of good qualities. I think it has a lot of promise. I think it has a lot of potential. I think if we let them cook and we let it continue, it will get better. Is what I think. I think it will get better as it goes on. I think we just need to let them cook. Though I do have a lot of gripes, like I said before, but a lot of these gripes could literally be like, well, I mean, if you're even if like, you're watching the show through a different perspective, um it still is faithful to the source material, unlike the movie. It's faithful to the source material. Um and on top of that, it would definitely be an easy show for newcomers to get into. Oh, that's always funny to watch, right? I fucking love that they kept it. Oh, it was amazing. Um so yeah, honestly, I would say if you guys haven't watched the live action and you guys are debating about it, whether you are a hardcore fan or not, I would say it is worth a watch. I would say just go into it expecting things to be changed and things to be taken out. Particularly filler. There were some filler episodes that I wish that they didn't skip. For example, the pirate episode where Katara got the water scroll. I felt like that probably should have been left in, but they removed it. So, I felt that definitely should have been left in. But aside from like that, I feel like the filler that they left out is like, okay, I can deal with that. Did they skip the canyon? Sort of. How do I put it? Like they did it, but at the same time, they didn't really. It was one of the ones that were combined. So that was another gripe I had. There were a lot of, like, for example, I think it was the biggest one I had a gripe with when they combined it was, I think it was in, yeah, it was episode 3. Remember the Mechanist? Remember Omashu? Remember Jet? They combined it into one episode. The Mechanist no longer takes place at an air temple. I was very upset about that because I felt like that removed a good arc for Aang. That removed a good development moment for Aang, and that did bother me a lot. Although I will say, this is another thing that I will say, if you were a newcomer to the show, it will probably make more sense. And the way that they combined it, they did combine it seamlessly. So I will say I have no issues with the way they combined it. It's just more of the fact that they took a development episode away from Aang. They also took a development episode also away from Aang, because when they combined the Mechanist and the Jet thing, it's gonna get into spoiler territory, so I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop because if I say any more, I will spoil things. All I will say is I wasn't a huge fan of them combining those episodes, although that doesn't mean that it was a bad episode. I just have a gripe with the fact that they combined it. You hope you don't take away that development episode away from Sokka and Zuko? I hope not, too. Boiling Rock is a big man. But yeah, so like I said, I would say overall it's not a bad show, and I think that it's still a really good show. I think if we let them cook, it's going to get even better as an adaptation. They are, regardless of them combining episode or like storylines and episodes, I still think that it is faithful to the source material for the most part, aside from the Zuko thing. Hello. Oh shit, it's Homeland Security, guys. Oh fuck. Don't take that's rough buddy away from us. Bro, I hope not. I really, really hope not. I really, really hope not. Oh my god. We're supposed to be doodling animals and we're just kind of chilling here talking, aren't we? But yeah, so I would say that the new live action Avatar show is definitely worth a watch. I think Netflix still remained faithful to the series despite the changes. And yeah, I think it's worth it. Just if you are a hardcore fan, I would be careful going into it expecting the same, because you're not going to get exactly the same. There are a lot of changes, there are a lot of combinations. I would recommend just focus on more of how it is remaining faithful despite the changes. Which is very hard to do, and I feel like they did mess up in quite a few aspects, but that's why I say let them cook. Maybe it will get better. You know what I mean? Like I said, it has a lot of potential to get way, way better. So I would just say let them cook. Let them figure out the formula. I think that they'll get it. Which version do you watch of Avatar to catch up on the lore? I would just say watch the original animated one. I think it's still on Netflix. They might have removed it because of the live action being out. But that animated show is always a really good one to get caught up on. And then I would say watch the live action, and if you're feeling like you're really invested, I would say even watch The Legend of Korra. Although Legend of Korra gets shit, and Legend of Korra definitely is nowhere near as good as the original animated show, I think Legend of Korra still has a lot of good qualities that do contribute to the show and the world. You think UK better not geo block me? Right, bruh. But yeah, so hold up. Let me take a few more drinks of my coffee. Then I think we'll switch to the art like we should be doing. And then if you guys want, I will get into spoiler territory. But considering that I'm sure most of you guys haven't watched the live action, I don't really want to get into too much of a spoiler territory. I will say though, I am kind of debating about making a video on it. 1 hour in and art is not even close. Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. But yeah, I will say, I do plan on making a video about it. That's why I was taking notes to begin with, so that way I could go back and rewatch with the notes. And then I'll make, like really, like, in-depth key points as I go back through it. You know what I mean? That way I can make a very in-depth video of what I think of it, especially as someone who has rewatched and is such a huge fan of the animated Avatar. Guys, I rewatched this show so fucking much, and then on top of that, I rewatched it even more just because I found out that the live action was being made. So as soon as I found out that the live action was being made, I think I watched that show like probably about around like 5 different times. I also rewatched Legend of Korra each time as well, because like I said, even though Legend of Korra is like, there's still a lot of gripes to be had with it. There's still a lot of things that they could have changed to make a better, more cohesive storyline and everything like that. I still think that the Legend of Korra does contribute to the actual world very well. Even if it couldn't hold a candle up to its predecessor, I think it's still a good show to watch. Might be in and out a bit, dying slightly. Nah, you're good. You are good. We're just here to vibe. We're just here to vibe and chill. Cause like I said, I had like a rough night last night. I had a rough night last night with the whole drawing tablet sabbatical. Like I said, the only good thing is thankfully the new cord will be in tomorrow morning. That's about the good news. Korra goes in deep into the lore of Avatar. Yeah, I actually really like that. Some people have an issue with those episodes, but I really like the episodes where they talked about Avatar 1, the first Avatar. I really like those episodes. But I guess some people didn't like those episodes. I'm still kind of confused on why though, if I'm being honest with you. You hear Korra and your brain goes, Korra! Yeah, Korra's all passed out, but, you know. Yeah, me and Korra watched it together. I think Korra really liked, I think Korra liked the live action too. Although, like I said, me and Korra both had our gripes with it. Even though we had our gripes, I think it was a show, I think it is a show worth watching. Korra's probably knocked the fuck out. Oh yeah, he is. He might be waking up in like, maybe like an hour or two. He'll probably wake up in an hour or two. Oh, fuck. How would you guys feel about having 2 streams today? You're happy with 2 streams? Okay, so I think we might do a short art stream, and I think when we come back, uh, we'll probably do, I don't know. We'll probably just play a game. I'm not really sure what game we're gonna play yet though. But we'll play a game when I come back. But yeah, I think we'll do 2 streams today. Cause I got invited over for pizza, and honestly, pizza does sound really good right now, guys. And you know, can we not do Avatar today? Yeah, we could do something else. I'm kind of in the mood for something else too. I feel like I don't want to get burnt out on Avatar. Um, we'll decide what we do when I get back. Maybe we might do 76. 76 is on the table. I don't know about Pacific Drive. I would have to buy it. I'm still on the fence of buying it because like I said, I was able to scrape enough money together to buy it, but I had to literally guys, no joke, I played bingo. I literally was playing bingo. And I just happened to win like $6 on bingo. And that would be enough to cover the rest of the cost for the deluxe edition. So incredible luck, right? Dude, I was so happy. I'm like, I finally won something in this fucking game. I was so happy. Oh, I was so happy. I'm like, look at this, guys. Look how good I am. Bruh. In reality, I have a hard time winning at bingo most times. Okay, let me switch over to art. We're gonna do like 7. Oh wow. Maybe it's because I have it on a different screen. Oh wow, it's we might have to change that. Hold up 1 second, guys. Let me shrink this down. Because I'm not using the I'm not using my tablet with the screen on it. Now the like screen thing is all weird. So give me just 1 second. You know your body can't take that bark today. Nah, that's fair. Don't worry, Ash, we got you. Okay. That should be good. There we are. Okay. You guys want to see my horse? My horse is terrible. Oh, fuck. See what I mean? Oh, look at my horse. Oh, this is really good. This is so gonna be a learning curve. Oh, this is gonna be a big learning curve, guys. Hold on. Let me also do this. Okay. Alright. This could be a huge learning curve. Shit. Horse, that's not bad. Yeah, it's a gesture drawing, so like I my cats. Okay, hold up. I need to switch pens. This pen is too thin. I would say the school gave me the nicest tablet without a screen. Which is annoying. I would prefer if it had a screen. Okay, hold up. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, that's right. I don't need to do that right now. Oh my god. Yeah, it's my horse. When I pull it out, it kind of looks worse. It looks better smaller. It looks way better smaller. I'm gonna make it smaller again. But yeah, so that's my horse. We're gonna do a red panda next. Okay. I'm gonna hide that so that we have room for that red panda. Okay. What is going on here? There we are. I'm like, what is going on here? Okay. Fun story from yesterday. The doctors was hooking you up and all the wire stuff, and the assistant asked if you were ever pregnant. Never been so confused in your life. Yeah, I think it's a thing that they have to, that they're required to ask. It's sort of like, technically they're required to ask you, how, like if you've ever like had like a surgery, and if you have you ever been immune to the anesthesia? Like, have you ever woken up? Because normally they need to ask that so that way they know whether or not they need to give you more anesthesia, or whether or not if there's going to be an issue with it. Because the last thing that they want you to do is to wake up in the middle of your surgery. Although I heard that they aren't really like required to ask you. It's just more of like they won't get in trouble for not asking you. It's just more of something like, hey, it's probably preferred that you ask, just saying. Um, Fun story for, oh wait, I already read that. You finished eating your tasty pizza calzone. Oh my god, you're making me hungrier. You're making me hungrier. Shoving the breathing tune down your goddamn nose while your dumbass can't even get. Oh shit, I misjudged my time. Well, at least let's get started on the red panda. I'm gonna have to end in a few minutes. Big Sag. I'm gonna have to end in a few minutes, but I will be back with a second stream when I do come back. So we need. It's like the head, and I'm not very good at gesture drawings, guys. Can you guys tell? Does he not? Where would this joint probably go? Around here, maybe? Oh my god, this is terrible, guys. Yeah, his paw curves in, so it'd be like that, more like, and then you would kind of. Oh wait, would it be? No, because it blends in more with the arm. Damn it. If you're curious, I'm looking at a picture of a red panda, and I'm trying to draw based off of that. Actually, I got a better idea. I'll set this up for later. Colorado Gold is back! Bruh. I'll have to make sure I set up a little thing so that way you guys can better see what's going on. Fuck, this is really, really difficult. Oh my god. I miss my screen tablet so much, guys. I can't wait to get it back. What is that body? Okay. Okay, yeah, this is terrible. This is fucking terrible, guys. I feel like I draw worse than usual now. I can't even do a gesture drawing right with this fucking tablet, dude. Why do they give these to people? I hate it. I hate it so much. Gross. Get rid of it. You mean you're rushing so? What is the reference? Yeah, I was gonna pull it up, but I don't have enough time to pull it up. Whatever. Okay. There's Ugly Horse. It looks like I'm gonna need to already wrap it up because I misjudged my time. It is 11 o'clock and the pizza should be over at the other house that I need to go to at 11:15. So I have to still drive over there. Gas. Gas. Okay, hold up. I'm sorry, guys. I have to cut it short. I have to cut it short. Oh, good. You probably need to lay down and take meds for a bit. So good timing. Yeah, that is. Yeah, so I will be live again. Don't worry, guys. I will be live again. I'll probably update you guys in Discord, but I want to say I'll be live at 1. There's a fucking ad?